So, you decided to get on the firearm bandwagon. Congratulations.
Welcome to the club.
Firearms are exciting and can even be addictive, but they can also be expensive and dangerous when you don't know what you're doing. So, in this video, I'll share 5 recommendations to get you through the first 12 months of your journey and make the best use of your time and money.
Now you're speaking my language.
When you're done watching, go to the description below for useful links to some of the tools that can help you get the most out of these recommendations. And if you get value out of this video, please like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. So let's get started. Number 1. Don't buy a gun before you take lessons. In my opinion, if you've never shot a gun before, you have no business owning a gun. That includes those of you who shot many years ago once with a friend who was a cop or hunter, blah, blah, blah. It's not just a safety issue. It's because you have no idea what skills are required to handle a firearm safely and competently, and whether you have the physical attributes to execute these skills on a given gun. If you buy a gun based on a recommendation from a friend or family member, chat rooms, and YouTube reviews, without having the basic handling skills to operate a particular gun, it's very likely you'll end up regretting your purchase. So before you spend hundreds of dollars on a gun, take some lessons that cover the necessary skills for proper gun handling and test drive several guns under the supervision of an instructor who can help you narrow down your choice to 1 or 2 guns you can then buy with confidence.
Shit, no, I can't wait that long.
Number 2. Don't go fast. Focus on safety and good form. Learning to shoot and handle firearms safely from a certified instructor is the best and safest way to start. No bad habits to overcome. You learn the right technique safely and at your pace. When you're diligent about your safety, your anxiety subsides and your mind and body are more open to learning and improving. And no matter how experienced you become, never get complacent about safety. That's one habit you don't shed. Next is learning good form, especially if self-defense is your objective. You see, if you're ever forced to use your firearm in self-defense, there is a good possibility you will have to react fast and decisively. You will not have time to think about your technique. So, when you're learning new skills and how to apply them in real life, it is important that you perform these skills slowly and correctly over and over for an extended period. It sounds counterintuitive, I know, but keep listening. Training that way conditions your muscle memory to register that technique. So, if and when you have to react fast in self-defense, your muscle memory will kick into gear so you can react on autopilot and defend yourself. And guess what? Even if you practice your technique slowly and deliberately, your body will move faster and still produce a good technique because it's what you trained it to do. It doesn't know any better. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't speed things up. Just don't do it too soon into your journey. Give your muscle memory an opportunity to firmly register each skill before you pick up the pace. Number 3, don't skip dry fire practice. Dry fire simply means practicing skills without ammunition. Some say it isn't useful because there is no recoil, and therefore it cannot measure up to live shooting practice. Anyone who tells you that should not be part of your firearm journey.
Take a hike, okay?
Dry fire does not involve pulling the trigger only. In fact, the more experienced you become, the less you use the trigger in your dry fire practice. Also, there are some skills you cannot or may not be permitted to practice at your local range. So dry fire practice is a valuable option in getting those reps in. Just think back to the COVID days. Most ranges were closed and ammunition was scarce and expensive for months on end. Dry fire was the only way to keep skills sharp. I'm willing to bet that those who kept up with the dry fire training during the pandemic didn't miss a beat when they got back to the range. In my opinion, dry fire practice ought to be 70 to 80% of your practice time anyway.
Are you crazy?
It's cheap and convenient, and you can even hone some skills while watching your favorite TV show. More importantly, if you want to improve faster, dry fire practice is a must. So the next time you see your instructor for a lesson, ask him or her about dry fire practice and don't skip it, especially in the early stages of your journey. Number 4, don't use a red dot optic or laser. It's very tempting these days to install an optic or laser on a firearm. It looks cool, it helps with target acquisition, and it keeps you from looking like a dinosaur when you unpack your gear at the range. You know, the keep up with the Joneses syndrome. However, until you can shoot competently and have the basic gun handling skills necessary to defend yourself well enough under your belt, stay away from optics and lasers.
But I want it now.
I will make one exception. For those who have vision problems and have difficulty aiming without mechanical help, such as a laser. These gadgets operate on batteries, and a few are solar only. That means they can fail. It has happened to me multiple times in practice. The first time it happened, I froze.
You chicken shit wimp!
I've become too dependent on my optic. If that happened during a real-life gunfight, I'd be in serious trouble. I immediately adjusted my training. I now also spend time turning off my optic and using my sights only through the optic window. That way, I stay familiar with how to get my factory sights on target quickly in case my optic fails when I need it most. Keep in mind that if you have to use your firearm in self-defense, you'll most likely be reacting to an attack launched against you. You will very likely not have time to use your sights or optic and just point and shoot. So getting too wrapped up in the gadget thing is overhyped. And number 5, don't neglect learning your state and local gun laws. You may have great skills with a firearm. You may be ready for almost any threat. But if you can't execute those skills safely, responsibly, and legally, subconsciously, you might as well toss a coin up in the air and hope that it lands right side up, because your chances of staying out of jail are 50-50 at best. Don't confuse legal terms such as stand your ground and castle doctrine as a carte blanche to fire away or stay out of jail card. Dedicate some time to learning what they actually mean and how they apply in real life. Be sure to learn from an instructor as to how every skill you learn applies and the consequence of using such skills. You are responsible for every bullet you discharge in a self-defense scenario.
You put me in court, I'll deny everything.
You and your legal team have to explain why your actions were reasonable and legal. It's going to be difficult if your knowledge base and practical training in the application of that knowledge are lacking. So make a plan to include knowledge training as part of your routine so you're not just hard to kill, but also hard to convict.
Oh, that's brilliant!
If you follow these 5 recommendations consistently and deliberately, I am confident that 12 months from now, you'd have built a solid foundation of skill and knowledge. After that, your development will accelerate and your confidence and proficiency will grow with it. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch the next video right here. Train hard, often, and safely, and I'll see you at the range.